Hello, good morning, and welcome to this Dawn Busters Taste Challenge. Well, still dark out there, but daylight is coming quickly here at 5:50 a.m. Central Standard Time on this cold morning. We got cold weather coming. I mean, you're in other states, maybe watching, you got worse, much worse. Like tonight, it might get down, the next night, because we're still at night, but they say like 32 here. Well, you say 32, big whoop, big whoop. I know it's only gotten down to freezing once this winter here. Well, let's see, it got down to 31 for a couple hours. That didn't seem to have much effect. And then it got down to 32 for about 30 minutes. It might flirt with freezing here tonight on the North Shore and up in Mississippi. Yeah, it's gonna be really cold. Okay, but that's not what this video is about. This video is actually about Scotch whiskey, blended Scotch whiskey, and we've got J&B from about 1933, almost certainly 1933, Just Doreen Brooks, a company that was founded in 1749, but this whiskey actually only been out 86 years. And then we have Clan MacGregor, which has been out since 1934, so 85 years, so they're very close in their introduction. This has always been sold as a budget brand. J&B is more of a premium brand. One of the top, I think it's number 6 around the world. Most certainly in the top 10, might be number 5 in the world. It's one of the big ones. This one is not. It is popular in the United States as a budget whiskey. It's made by William Grant and Sons, who makes Grant's, Gibson's Finest Canadian Whiskey, and a whole lot of other stuff. They bought this around 1964. It was produced by some other company before that. Their thing, if you look at old advertisements for this Clan MacGregor back in the 1940s and 50s, you can find some of those old ads online. They're saying, this is good whiskey, but it's cheap because we bottle it in the United States, saving the shipping costs to a large extent. Does bottling it in the United States affect the quality? I don't see why it would if they have good quality control. This is bottled in New Jersey, okay? This is aged 3 years. Edison, New Jersey, okay. Now, all these labels make ridiculous statements. A taste that is unmatched. And it's comical. The more comical thing is that people will go to court and try to sue on these statements and say, oh, I was damaged as a tort. Like suing Tito's handmade vodka. Say, it's not handmade. It's made on an assembly line. I got damaged. Blue Moon is not a craft beer. Those things never hold up in court because it's an ambiguous, those are not legal terms anyway, craft beer, handmade, those are not legal terms. Unmatched. Now you go to court, say, that's subjective, right? So in their opinion, it's unmatched. Unmatched how? By other American bottled cheap Scotch whiskeys? What are they talking about? That's what you got to ask. Distilled, aged, and blended in Scotland, bottled, like I said, New Jersey. Let's see. I know somewhere on here it says age 3 years. It might say it on the website. I'm certain about that. J&B gives no age statement. So let's go. Now, another thing we need to consider. The J&B is twice the price of the Clan MacGregor. Twice the price. So if you pay 10 for Clan MacGregor, you're going to pay 20 for J&B. But it's probably going to be more for both. About $12 a bottle for Clan MacGregor in most places. 11, 12, and 22, 23 for J&B. Okay, so we don't want to quibble over the price, but they're going to look the same. They're both light greenish gold, pale straw kind of thing. But is J&B going to be twice as good? Is it really going to be you know, twice as good as the Clan MacGregor? Is it going to justify the price? My theory is that it is not going to justify the price. And I think Clan MacGregor is going to be a great substitute for it. But that's only what I think. I don't know. And that's why I do the taste challenge, the blind taste test. Because a lot of times you'll think, oh, yeah, I know. Then you do a blind taste test. Oh, yeah? I'll give you another example. It's like a canned pasta sauce. You might say, oh, no, I'm a gourmet. I would never eat any pasta sauce out of a can. I don't play that. I make all mine homemade, which is fine. That's fine. Make homemade pasta, angel hair, spaghetti, fettuccine, whatever, with your homemade sauce. Good. But most people don't really have time or don't feel like doing it. So they buy the jars, the bottle, Prego, right? Or Ragu. And then you have the Hunts, canned. Now, there's a lot of people say, no way, I'll never use spaghetti sauce out of a can. I'm using bottled out of a glass bottle. That can's going to mess it up. Okay. But would they really be able to tell them apart if they took Hunts and Ragu? Let's say Hunts are a good deal cheaper in the can. Would they really be able to tell it apart in a blind taste test? If you took the same, let's say traditional versus traditional, I'm thinking they would not. Hunt's coming from ConAgra, a very old company. Hunt's, very old company. Ketchup company, tomato-based company. ConAgra. Ragu, I can't remember who owns them, but another real old thing. Would they be able to tell them apart? I'm thinking no. Now, same thing here. You say, oh, no, Clan MacGregor, that's junk. That's bargain basement garbage. I drink J&B like Tony Montana and Scarface. You like scotch? I like scotch. You know that scene. To make sure you see the J&B bottle. Or Goodfellas. I got scotch. Make sure to do J&B. You know, that's all product placement. But would you really be able to tell them apart? I don't know. Let's look at them. That's why you got to do the blind taste test. It happens with beer too. People will claim, oh, no, I love Coors Light, but I never drank Bud Light, that garbage. Oh, no. But could they tell them apart? You don't know until you do the taste test. Now, they look darker on video. You know, video over the computer or your phone, or it's never quite the same as real life, okay? No matter what pixels you put it on, or 1080, HD, 60p, you know, even that doesn't even look real. If you look at the movement, and it doesn't, real life movement isn't like that. You know, I'll smash my finger. Okay, let's see. Oh, the color is identical. Maybe the one in my left hand is a shade darker. Maybe. And what is that one? The J&B. But it's so close, it's virtually indistinguishable. That, like I said, that pale gold, greenish gold, good quality blended Scotch whiskey. You get the cheap ones like the Piper Dean and what are some of those other ones I had? King Robert II, and they look like amber. They look strange, like you say, and they probably added color into it. I don't know if they're adding color into these. People claim they do. Oh, they add color into J&B. And where do you have that information? Well, they just do. I mean, but what's your source? I don't need a source. Everybody knows that. They do? Well, what's the source? I'm blocking you. Now, you get this in the world. People don't qualify their statements. You know what I mean? They'll say, it is definitively this, instead of saying, well, it seems to be. So you don't have to cite a source for it seems to be. To me, it seems to be color. To me, the King Robert II seems to have coloring added. Okay. Can I definitively say that? I mean, I could. Would make sense. I have no way to back that up. And that's where I've gotten into a lot of conflicts with people on the internet. Well, first of all, I don't know why it would be a conflict. We're just talking about products, and they get enraged, angry, you know. I'm just like, why are you getting angry about a beverage? I'm talking about it. I mean, I'm interested, and I'm arguing my point, whatever, you know. I think I'm making a good point, but I'm not angry about it. I don't understand this anger thing. It's like with politics, you know, They're on Facebook. I'm mad. I'll show you. I was like, well, why are you angry about it? I mean, yeah, we want to win. We want to win our side. Your side wants to win. Naturally, I doubt too many people say, look, I'm liberal. You should join me because we want to lose. But I'm talking while I'm mixing these up. I want to make sure they're well mixed and I don't have even a subconscious keeping track of it. But that's the thing. And then the thing that gets me the most is that people post these things, these hot button fiery posts. Donald Trump, either pro or con, whatever, you know. And then you comment on it, they get angry. I was like, well, why are you getting angry? You started the fire, but you can't take heat. And do I post provocative things sometimes? Yes. Do I get angry about it? No. Do I mind people challenge me or disagreeing with me? No, I do not. The only thing I ever deleted was people, and one person in particular who got mad and said I was erasing all his stuff. But I told him, I said, I'm not erasing your stuff. It's that you're making straw man comments. Either you're not aware of what you're doing, but I think he was. You're never addressing the topic at hand. You're trying to lead the discussion in a different direction. And I said, that's the problem. We're talking about a terrorist attack in India, and you're talking about, well, what about the Crusades in 1099? Well, we're not talking about the Crusades. That's not germane. I mean, why don't you just say, I defend these attacks? Just say that. I mean, you'll look stupid. People will come at you, but don't sit there and bring up some. And then one day, this other guy I'm friends with, they argued for like 6 hours. I got back from work and they were still, because I didn't have time to look at it work. They're arguing for 6 hours over the Crusades, but the post was about something else. So I was like, if you post straw man comments, I'm just going to erase them. I'm going to delete them. You can make your own posts and talk about the Crusades all day. It'd be like we're talking about whiskey here and you're saying, well, yeah, but, you know, Budweiser and all of this. And then everybody's arguing about Budweiser and we're talking about whiskey. Okay. Drinking scotch at 6 a.m. says Brad Waite. No, I'm tasting it. I'm drinking it at 6 a.m. I'm not going to drink scotch at 6 a.m. You think I'm crazy? I have enough self-control to not. Oh, this rain and this cold, and I wish the daylight would show up. It is supposed to be dawn busters, not night busters. We're supposed to be busting through the nighttime into the dawn, bringing the day. So where's the daylight? Okay, the aroma here is, how do I describe this? Taking a deep inhalation. It's minty in a way. A lot of these whiskeys will have a minty aroma, but some of them, it goes overboard. It's like, whoa. If I wanted wintergreen, I'd go buy some wintergreen. It's got mint, but it's an underlying grain alcohol, like corn liquor, column stilled. Look, these blended Scotch whiskeys is probably, yeah, they might say it's a blend of 50 different whiskeys. Okay. Like I was reading a liquor store's description of Seagram's VO, a blend of over 50 whiskeys. Now that probably is a sell sheet that came from the company Diageo, because they don't really tell you much about it on the Diageo website. Although it's been sold to Sazerac, neither company has updated their website. But you know, Seagram's VO is a blend of over 50 whiskeys, which is probably true. These companies blend to an incredible amount. Now, if you laugh at blending, you don't know about blending. It's very complicated. Even Jack Daniels is blended whiskey in the sense that it's a blend of various barrels of various ages and heat exposure. They have to blend it down to that center point taste. So they do that with Seagram's VO. But the thing about it might be 50 whiskeys, 52 whiskeys, but it's probably 42 grain alcohols. You say, well, they all taste the same. It's grain alcohols, neutral spirits. They don't actually all taste the same. They may taste virtually the same. But in a blender's mind, if you're a master blender up there in Canada, it's not those little intricate points. If it's 95% the same, and the average guy off the street like you and myself would never pick that up. But they're so trained that they'll pick up that 5% differential, you see, up or down from the sentence. So it makes a difference to them, wouldn't make a difference to you or I. Except if they weren't watching the controls, then things would start to slip and vary, and then you'd taste Seagram's and say, this VO doesn't taste like it used to taste. So you would notice things would start to drift. They don't want it to drift. Okay, so that aroma there is making me think. That's making me think that it's the Clan MacGregor, but I can't be sure. I'm just surmising that. Over here, well, over here we're not picking up a whole lot of difference. Okay, I want to be. In fact, the aroma here is much duller. Yeah, it's dull, like you know, not a lot of aroma. Let's see. Might be some wood. You say it must be used barrels. You know it is, because that's what Scotch does. They have used barrel. Yeah, it's grain alcohol, but it's not as strong. It's not as strong of a burn of grain over there, like the left. But the burn maybe gives it character. Maybe this doesn't have a lot of character. Good morning, Ron, says Maxwell. Good morning to you over there in Russia, the Russian Federation. There might be, on this, there might be some apple skin or baked apple, and that's what Clan MacGregor talks about on their website, that it's like you took an apple and you put it in the oven and baked it, candy, or it was spices like cinnamon, whatever. I'm picking that up, so maybe this is Clan MacGregor. Okay, so aroma does not, appearance is a draw, and the aroma is, the one on the left is better. It has more aroma. It's a fuller nose. Is it way better? Not really. You say, what about the smoke? Yeah, forget that. Neither one has any kind of smoke character on the nose at all. This one has a little peat, though, a little earth and peat. Little bit of a graham cracker, too. You say, graham cracker. He's really flipped. No, I hadn't flipped. I'm picking that up. There's definitely graham cracker on this nose. Yeah, it's there. Okay, taste time. I dread going to walk 1.5 miles today in that weather, but I'm going to. 1.5 miles. I'll do it in 3 increments, though. A half, and a half. Morning, mid-morning, and later. It's going to be raw out there. Oh, well, that's okay. Well, that was thoroughly bland. Not bad, just bland. I don't understand why some people say, I hate the taste of whiskey. It's so weird, that alcohol taste. But this is just, maybe I'm used to it, but it's just kind of ordinary grain. Like, you eat cereal grain, right? I grew up, wheat, cream of wheat, oatmeal, various cold cereal. That's all made with grain. I mean, I don't know. Why does whiskey taste so grainy? Well, what is it made out of? Oh, yeah, grain. What about beer? Oh, yeah, grain. You say, they use rice and corn. What do you think rice and corn is? And barley. Grain, 3 grains. Cereal grains, okay? You say, yeah, but it's spiced with hops, not a grain. Right, that's right. That's just a little sprinkling, though, you see. It's mostly water and the cereal malts and wheat, you know. All right. Taste. It has a little twinge in it at the end, like a little twist. I don't know what that is, like a lemon peel, orange peel, marmalade, chutney. I don't know. You say, oh, golly, this guy here. Hey, you could say it, but I'm telling you what I'm tasting. Oh, there might be some peat. Oh, there might be a little toothpick wood, like John and Illy and I talk about toothpick wood. It's not like that bourbon, that char. Um, even a little raisin, but last night I was sipping on that rum, that Bacardi Black. I think it used to be called Bacardi Dark. Bacardi Black. I was sipping on. Boy, I was thinking about that. I was watching the basketball game, which Notre Dame was getting killed or raided, getting killed by Duke, which I didn't mind seeing. But I was watching it, and then I was thinking about that rum. Every sip I took, I said, "Man, this stuff is so sugary. It's so sweet. It's so much like candy. Like it's like drinking candy." Well, that makes sense because what's rum made out of? You know what it's made out of? Molasses. What's molasses? A byproduct of sugar cane. So I said, whoa. I couldn't understand why somebody would add anything to it. Like, why wouldn't you just drink it neat? Because it just straight, it's so sweet and candy-like. I don't know about gold rum. Never had gold rum in my entire life. I don't know about silver rum. Never had it. Do I plan to try it? Sure do. I've got bottles of it. Been buying bottles. Oh, I could show y'all what I bought this past week on Sunday. Not this week, but you would be shocked. Well, you might not be shocked, but you'd say, whoa, $60 even. I paid $60 even. Couldn't pass it up. Couldn't stop. I just was I said, look, I said to myself, you don't run across stuff like this too much. These are not deals. These are beyond the pale. It's like beyond what a person should be able to buy. Is what I bought was just unbelievable. And I was showing people on Alcohol Eggs. That's our group. You can join it if you want on Facebook, Alcohol Eggs. And these guys from Canada were saying, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I said, I couldn't even believe it. I bought it and couldn't believe it. I don't know what's going on over there at Savannah Discount and Discount Depot, but whatever's going on, I want to be part of it. You know what I mean? And the guy's like, come back. You should come back. I said, don't worry about that. I'm coming back. And then he asked me at Savannah Discount, how did you find out about this place? Because I told him I wasn't from Jefferson Parish. Well, I used to live in Jefferson Parish, actually, but I'm not from there. But I said, oh, Sazerac told me. He said, what? I said, yeah, I called about John Fox Canadian whiskey, and they told me you had it. Oh, yeah. Wow, he was amazed by that, And then he said, well, it's gone. He said, we had this display, and we had this super low price, and it just sold in that quick. I said, don't worry, I bought it somewhere else. I paid $8.99 for a liter, which is a great deal, but they had it for like $5.99 a liter. James Fox Canadian whiskey, but I mean, it sold out. But if you'd have seen what they had with Gibson Select, 12-year age Canadian whiskey, 12-year age. This is not a joke. 12 years in the barrel for the youngest whiskey. The youngest, there's older ones in there. For $9.99. $9.99 for 1.75 milliliter. Milliliter, right? It's like a thimble. No, 1.75 liter. $9.99. I saw that, my jaw dropped. I thought this could be wrong. No, it wasn't wrong. With a cork top, glass too. You say I don't like plastic. Well, it wasn't plastic. Beautiful glass bottle. Beautiful. I just couldn't. Just that made the trip worth it. Just that. This has got to be a famous place around New Orleans for liquor connoisseurs. It's a beautiful store too. It looks like an old convenience store. It is, but they keep it perfectly clean, so neat, organized. They're friendly. They look like they must be from Iraq. If you try to rob it, you're getting shot down with an AK-47. You know that. You're gonna die. Those kind of play. I've talked to distributors. He said he goes behind the counter to put stuff up. He said they got an arsenal behind there. You try to rob their place, they're coming out blasting. You might hit one, they're gonna hit you like 50 times. These are not people to play with. They probably had a very rough childhood. To have a shootout with you, that's not going to faze them. Well, guess what? People know that. They don't mess with it. Same thing with Discount Depot. You just know they're going to come out blasting. From multiple firing positions. You go in there, you're being watched. Don't fool yourself. Don't be an idiot. Well, so I just couldn't, but since I'm not a criminal, didn't matter to me, right? But oh, and both stores are so neat. Discount Depot, not quite as neat as far as tidiness, but it is close. It is close, and it is beyond the pale. You just would not believe it. No, no, I'm not overplaying it either. I'm not. I've been to so many liquor stores in the last 10 years. I know the good ones, the bad ones, and the horrible ones. These places, this, okay, I got to stop talking about it. It's just so, I just can't get over it. All right. And I'm telling people, look, you've been to Dornax. Dornax is amazing. We know that. Dornax, it's like the greatest. You say, this is the greatest. Dornax is the greatest for liquor. Martin Wine Cellar is off the chain for beer. Marquise de Pace, off the chain for beer, wine, and liquor. Nobody can deny that. And Mathern's is no joke either. People come from all around for Mathern's. But if you go to Discount Depot in Savannah Discount, you just won't. It's almost like you can't process it. Like you, it's so stunning. And I'm entirely serious about that. And I've been all over the country, scout and stuff, up to the Bronx, New York City, New Jersey, Texas, Miami, Homestead, Florida, Florida City. Okay. So I know what I'm talking about. And yeah, they got 2 liquor stores in Florida City that are primo, right there on US Highway 1. Primo. Bring some money because you're going to need it, but it's going to be worth it. And their beer selection is, oh, okay. So now I'm glad I blabbed a little bit because these are really breathing and the smoke is starting to come through here. On my left, there's smoke coming in to play. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. That's making me think J&B, okay? Let's go over here. I don't know, it's gonna stay dark all day where I live in the North Pole. All right, nah, smoke is not really coming into play here, and I'm getting that waxiness. And I remember back in 2016 when I first tried Clan MacGregor, which was the first Scotch I ever tried in my life. I was really shocked by the taste, being new to it. But I'm picking up a waxy quality, like wax, like a balm, some kind of balm, you know, you put on your lips, or lip balm or something. Isn't that made out of wax? All those kind of things, crayons even. They're made out of some kind of wax, a resin of some sort. Probably animal fat, vegetable fat, whatever. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. All right, I'm a taster. I taste things. All right, so but I think this is the Clan MacGregor, and I think that's the J&B. Now, which one's better? Okay, time to call it. Time to call it. You say, I'm getting older watching this video. I'm getting older too. Okay, yeah, that's J&B. Enough's enough. But is it twice as good? There's the key question of the morning. Is it 2 times as good? Is it really worth paying $23 over 12 or 11? I don't know about that. If I told you what I paid for Clan MacGregor, you'd think I was lying. And it was a great price for those 2 bottles. So I won't even mention because you'll think I'm lying. All right. Okay, look, Clan MacGregor's fine. It's fine. It tastes fine, but it's more of a mixing. You make a highball with that because there's not really any smoke and there's not really much peat. There's the waxiness. There's that, and I talked about this earlier in the video, there's that baked apple. So what they talk about on their website, and I don't know, they have all these other attributes I'm not thinking about or can't recall. They're correct. They're right. They're not, that's not a bunch of hype. Now this business about it's an unparalleled taste and all that, well, you know, that's comical, but still, okay, let's say 11 bucks and 23. I don't know. It might be twice as good. It might be. Because it has so much more. You see, they're using 42 whiskeys. And I don't know what the Clan MacGregor uses. Probably not a lot. If they did, they'd say it, right? You know what I mean? If they were using 40 whiskeys, they'd be talking about that on their website. But they're not, so they ain't, you know. But this one here just starts to grow. Like it starts like a single cell, and then it's 2, then it's 4, then it's 8, and then it's 16, and then it's 32 and 64. It just keeps doing that. That's what it does. It really develops. It might be twice as good. I can't say for sure, but it's better. There's no doubt. J&B is a better Scotch. No? Clan MacGregor is good, but stay away from Stewart. Nah, you see, you baited me because you know I'm not going to be able to stay away from it if I see it. I saw it. I saw it. Oh, yeah, I saw it at Savannah Discount, House of Stewart, right? Big old bottles. Not that cheap either. Around here, some stuff that you think would be cheap isn't. I mean, some stuff that you think would be high is cheap. It's like we're the reverse of Georgia. All these things John Anile tells me, I paid a lot for it. I say, I got it for half that. And then what I paid, I say, I got it for $15. He'll tell me, I got it for $8. I said, what? What? So it's a different world, Georgia and Louisiana. It's like two separate countries in a way. People ask me, people from other countries like Europe say, your states are sort of like different countries. Yes, that's true. They're supposed to be under the old idea of the Constitution. Now we've got the, all right, we better not get into all that. All right, but it's a true winner. It's a winner. It's a great Scotch whiskey. I read some of these reviews about J&B, and they were just ridiculous and outrageously dumb. And I'm serious. Oh, it's the worst. You know, it tastes like airplane glue and dirt and all this. I was like, come on, man. I don't know who you're trying to impress or fit in with, but get out of here with that. It's wonderful. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to delete my channel. Let me go. How do you delete a channel? Got to get off the internet. Let's see. Help. Help. Delete your channel. I wish it would stay dark, because that's how I feel, dark, defeated, stunned, shocked, depressed. Maybe I looked at it wrong. I swear I hope that doesn't say CM below there. CM. Well, I know CM don't stand for J&B. That's CM, Clan MacGregor. Okay, now I've shocked myself in taste challenges before where I was disoriented, confused, perplexed, shook up, dismayed. But I've never been this shook up. I mean, I don't even know what. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, it says J&B. I didn't mix them up. You saw. Oh. I don't know. I don't get it. Oh, well, okay. So there you go. So that's that. Now, I'll tell you now what I paid is no use worrying about it now. It's all over. It's all over, all over. Hurry, hurry, hurry. I bought this bottle at Walmart for $9.79. Yeah, you got me right. $9.79, and it just blew out J&B. And I was wrong. I was very wrong. Very, very wrong. Then they had a follow-up bottle. Walmart was getting rid of the 750s. They only wanted to sell the big ones, the big plastic bottles, which I have no interest in buying. And so when Walmart does a closeout, believe me, they do a closeout. They just give it away. And they had it for $5 a bottle. $5 a bottle for Clan MacGregor. And I said, bought it immediately. My friend David said, why you didn't buy me one? I'd have got one for $5. I said, I could go back, but it ain't going to be there, that other bottle. I said, there's no way. I said, I can assure you they put the $5 tag on it this morning, and I bought it, and it's gone. It will not last. When you have liquor prices like that around here, it'll sell out in an hour, not in days. And it's like that at Savannah Discount. You might say, I'm going to go back and get one of those Gibsons. You're not going to find that Gibson's there now. That was Sunday. That's gone. They had what, 10 bottles left? Those 10 bottles were probably gone by Sunday night. This is not a joke. This is a serious place. This is not a some lazy bones people come in here and there and buy stuff. The guy told me, he said, I'm glad you came this morning. I said, why? He said, we get so big. I said, oh, so I was there at like 9:15 in the morning. If you go there after lunch, there's no way they can talk to you and show you stuff. It's like a beehive. They got people from all over the city coming in there. So you be waiting in line now. So I said, yeah, I'm gonna come back in the morning if I ever come back. He said, okay, good. He said, because it gets really crazy in here. I believe that. All right, so now I got to deal with all the fallout. This is John Anelia says, good morning, Ron, just tuning in. Am I hearing correctly? The much more expensive J&B just lost the value to the value price Clan MacGregor? Yeah, and I that's why I'm all fumbling around trying to I can't try to play it off. It is what it is. It was a blind taste test. I did not cheat. I did not do this. It's some kind of like scam to try to build up Clan MacGregor. I don't care anything about Clan MacGregor. I don't care anything about Diageo. If they make products, I drink them. But for Clan MacGregor to throw me off that bad, where I talked for 30 minutes about how inferior it was to J&B, and J&B was this, and J&B is that, and J&B's got the smoke, J&B's got the rich peat. But it was actually, I was talking about Clan MacGregor. Woo! Oh man. Well, it was bound to happen. You know, you do enough taste challenges, there's bound to be a shocker in there, and this was about the most shocking one yet. It was the most shocking one yet. There's never been anything more shocking than that. It'd be like confusing Jack Daniels with McCormick blended, or or Kentucky Deluxe. Yeah, that'd be a worst case scenario. It'd be like confusing Kentucky Deluxe with Jack Daniels, which actually could never happen. That actually could not happen. But this, I was a little worried about this, you know, when I was laying down last night. I said, could that happen? And I thought, no, it can't happen. But it did. So, I mean, that's it. I don't know what to say. It's over. I mean, it's done. Damage done. Damage is done. So, well, oh man, I bought so much liquor Sunday, you wouldn't believe it. I'm not gonna sit here and show you all the bottles. I'm putting them on Alcohol Eggs pictures so you can look there. But even the Martell VS brandy, you know, Martell, one of the real famous brandies, cognac brandy. The prices they had were half the price of any other store in the whole city. Half the price. $11 for a bottle. $7.50. Not a $3.75, mind you. 750 milliliters for $11. Unheard of. Outrageous. Unreal. So what do you think? You think I didn't buy it? They had Wild Turkey. I almost bought it. I said, I gotta stop because you can't buy everything. But he said, I got a price here that you just won't. See, I think it's illegal in a way. I can't, no, never mind. There are some laws in Louisiana, but forget that. I'm going to retract that previous statement because I don't want to cut my own throat. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to undermine what gives me access to things. So let's forget that. They had Wild Turkey 101 for, now get ready for this. This is really not a joke. Wild Turkey 101 for $7.99 a bottle. Nah, not a $3.75. $7.99 for 750 milliliters. Wild Turkey 101. Now you beat that price. Beat that price. Call me up. I'll drive out there. Good morning. Okay, says I guess Johnny Neely says, I guess I'll just have to unsubscribe to your channel now. Laugh out loud. Right. I'm interested to know what you think of the Virginia Black. Yeah, from this rapper Drake, a singer. I don't know anything about him. He's from Canada. I don't know why they call it Virginia Black. They ought to call it Canada Black. Black Canada, whatever. I mean, you know, but the bottle looks like a cologne bottle. Like literally looks like a bottle of cologne. I said, what is this? Yeah, I said, what is this stuff? You know, it looks chinchy. Honestly, when you look at the Virginia Black, it looks like crummy. Like it doesn't, the bottle's nice. It's an interesting bottle shape, but the label and everything on it, it's like, I don't know. Like you go to a Mardi Gras parade and there's a lot of flim flam stuff. I said, what in the heck is this? But they had it for $5 a bottle. I said, well, heck. $3.75, you know, $3.75, $10 for a regular size bottle. I said, check it out. And it is a blend of 2-year, 3-year, and 4-year-old bourbon. So it's bourbon. It's all bourbon. It's not grain neutral spirits or any filler. It's all bourbon. But I said, hey, I think it was a big hit in 2016, and then that faded. You know what I mean? Like those things do. And then, oh, I got to go. And but normally it is about $10 for a $3.75, not $5. So another incredible price. He says, wow, I would have snatched up that Wild Turkey. Oh, yeah, I mean, it's just, but the thing about it is when you're in that store, everywhere you turn is that, and then you have to get out of there because you'll spend $2,000 and fill your car up. Except that you spent $2,000, but you bought $6,000 worth of liquor. You understand? You spent $2,000, but you bought $6,000 worth of liquor. That's the thing that you can't get over. I've never been to anything like that. And I think Louisiana, you get a lot of things here that are, well, let's say, how do I say this? Not necessarily in line with what most Americans would think should be the law or following the law. It's more like a Caribbean country than a American state. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a strange place. I've been to 48 states. Never been to Alaska or Hawaii. Plan to go, hopefully. But this is a weird place. It's like a different country and a different culture, and things happen here that are a wink and a nod. You know what I'm saying? I'll give you an example. Drive-through daiquiri shops. They used to put now they kind of crack down. You see, they crack down. So now they hand you the straw. They don't put the straw in the drink. Hand you the straw. Okay. And there's a lot of other things. I could mention the law that says you can drink at a restaurant with your parents if you're at least 12 years old. True story. You say, yeah, but it's got to be like table wine. No. You could be 12 years old, go to a restaurant with your parents, drink a mimosa or an old fashioned. I should know. I've seen it. Seen it. experienced it. All right, anyway, enough of that. So, ooh, woo, what a hangout today. So, I don't expect the next two to be like this. I mean, this was something I had reservations to start with. Now, what do we have coming up? Piper Dean. I mean, come on. Piper Dean is going to get killed so bad by J&B that it's not even going to be funny. It'll be a short video. It'll be like, this tastes like grain, corn, and blah. And this tastes like real scotch. Okay, that's how that's going to be. I can promise you that. Of course, look what happened today. The man, it's well, daylight's finally coming. So cloudy. And the what's the last one? The oh, Scoresby. Yeah, that's not going to be much different. Scoresby is not that good. It's aged 3 years. It's kind of bland, grain, and it's too expensive in Louisiana. I paid $15.49 for that 750, and Johnny Neely says, "What are you talking about? It's $8.99 in Georgia." I said, "Sorry, but it's twice the price here, buddy boy." Scoresby is not cheap in this state. I don't know why it's expensive, because it doesn't taste like much. So you're going to see two blowouts, Thursday and Saturday. Blowouts. Sunday, I might have to reschedule Sunday to either Sunday afternoon or late morning. Yeah, I might want to join that Stout Sunday if they do that, or I might do a double up Saturday. I'm not sure, but then I'm gonna start the Canadian whiskey Sunday. You see, then we're gonna do a long run of Canadian whiskey. And Caliber is a surprising product. Now, I was shocked by Caliber. I thought this would be the worst of the worst. I mean, literally the worst of the worst. Caliber. Ugh. Ugh. Wrong. Wrong again. Wrong again. It's far from the worst. In fact, it was actually good. I posted the video today. I couldn't get over that. Couldn't get over that one. $5.96 or $7.50. Yeah, you heard me right. $5.96 for a 750 milliliter bottle. I never cease to be amazed.